Um, he is getting his like, it's his match ceremony
Oh,
for
hold on. You're
medical
live now,
school.
by the way.
Ah,
Um,
yeah, it's nothing super private. So,
I
but
figure. Just wanted to make sure
yeah,
that you knew before you said a bunch of
yeah.
swear words like fuck and shit and piss.
So, but yeah, my brother's going getting where or getting his match for med school, so he's going to find out where he's going to be at for residency.
Oh,
So, good thing we're doing this tonight and not tomorrow night because I'd be around people.
hell yeah. Which chapter did you say we were on?
18.
Hell yeah. I'm glad people keep track of this because I'm bad at numbers.
This fic is forever scarred into my head. I can't forget it even if I tried.
And we're going to finish it. It's we're going to finish it and then once we're out of it, we're going to find some other stuff. And it's going to be worse. I'm hoping for some like Flo the Progressive Lady fanfic. Like really just some out there shit.
I mean, if you want me to dig into cursed fanfic while I'm in the car tomorrow, I'm totally down for it.
It's there. I mean,
So,
it's the channel is there in the Discord for the
yeah,
cursed fanfic specifically to put it there.
I can
And by
find you
the
sold from I can find you sold to One Direction fix. I can
mm,
find you some bad BTS fix.
hell yeah. You know,
We can
I'm glad that we've
we
got
can get
multiple dealers working on this.
we can dive into Italia if we wanted to.
Oh Jesus, the Italia stuff typically tends to border on xenophobia. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Let's just get into
I
it.
mean, considering what Sonic High School has had so far.
Word, fair enough. You know, we do our best to censor the worst parts of it for the people at home. We're big fans of swear words around here, but when it comes to discrimination and slurs, we're going to draw the line a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and let the people in the Discord know that we are live again,
Mhm.
and then let's get into it.
This channel is support of the LGBTQ community, trans rights, human rights, women's rights, and yeah,
Do some more
we
plugging.
didn't
Get your political agenda out there. You're live on YouTube.
we do not condone being mean to people.
That I like that stance. Like that's the good shit. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your bedtime story. Ghost, are you ready?
Yep.
Um, since and hello, Mink. What's up? Feel free to pull up to the VC if you're trying to voice act some stuff. Your talents are incredible. Up until now, Ghost, I think it's only appropriate if you go ahead and fill in for my poor fallen brother.
I will do my best.
You will be our Sonic. Vector ran. Hold on. Let's actually. Uh, so Vector's there. We're at Vector's house, and also Charmy B is trapped there in like a cage or some shit, right?
No,
That's where we
Charmy
left
B
off.
is dead.
Oh, Charmy B is dead, and we're
Yeah.
fighting Vector because he's bad.
Yes.
Cool. Vector ran at Sonic and Knuckles Jr., who were there in his room with his teeth going a million miles an hour. Here comes your death, straight from my mouth, said Vector as he ran at them, still going.
Ah!
Shouted Sonic. Sonic was fast and able to do it, so he ran forward and between Vector's legs, under his body, and hit his head into Vector's penis while sliding through. He was still holding Knuckles Jr., the baby. Sonic ran into another wall of doom. Sonic ran into another wall of the room, but Vector ran straight back at him with his big crocodile bite move. And Sonic dodged him again, and it kept happening
What's a
again and
doge?
again.
Stop it!
It is dozed. You're right. I should have caught that. I'm sorry. Sonic dozed him again, and it kept happening again and again,
Stop it!
shouted Sonic.
Stop doing this!
Sonic was sick of hitting his head into Vector's penis. It was beginning to leave a mark, and it was embarrassing to Sonic to have someone else's penis mark on your forehead,
This better come out before school.
said Sonic, rubbing the mark Vector's penis left behind on his forehead. No, you must die, said Vector, and continued to be the murderer that he had turned out to be.
No, stop! Come on!
Said Sonic, yelling, and he was getting so mad. But Vector ran at him another time, and Sonic kept hitting his thick green crocodile dick, and it kept getting harder every time he hit it. Sonic guessed weird things like this were sexy to Vector. Sonic kept hitting his penis and making it harder and harder until one time Sonic slided under where his penis and stuff was and hit it with his head again so semen ejaculated out of his penis and across the floor in a big long puddle like a slip and slide covered with mayonnaise.
All right!
Said Sonic. Vector looked shocked, like he had not even noticed that his penis was turning into a hard penis. Now Sonic threw Knuckles Jr. at the puddle of Vector's semen. Knuckles Jr. glided across Vector's semen like a baby speedboat and did a roller coaster turn and flew up onto Vector. Sonic Jr.'s knackle... Let me just try that again. Sonic Jr. landed somewhere on him and did a tumble forward and got to his head where he poked Vector's eyes, and Vector began to scream. "Blah, bitch baby, that hurts, I'll kill you," screamed Vector while Knuckles Jr. rolled off his body and over onto the door of his room.
Over here, Sonic!
Said Knuckles Jr. while Vector was still rubbing his eyes, which hurt from the attack. Sonic ran over to the door and with his speeding legs kicked it down like a professional wrestler, picking a person up and hitting them down onto the ground through a door. Sonic then picked up Knuckles Jr. and ran through the door and down the hall to Vector's house, and saw lots of green things and things that were about crocodiles, and also bad things like rooms full of drugs and guns, and even things like weird African porn videos. This is an excellent time to point out that the views and opinions expressed in the holy texts may not be the views and opinions of terrestrial radio, nor indeed the views and opinions of anyone working with terrestrial radio. Anything that comes up ahead, we'll censor the best we can, but it is also being read live, so YouTube gods, please forgive us. Then he got to a different door and opened it and walked into the other side and closed the door and put some things in front of the door to block it. Then with a stomping loud noise like a bowling ball with legs was jumping up and down on the floor and hitting it hard. Vector went up to the door and put his body on it trying to crash through it, like a penis going into a big hard vagina. "Open this, please!" screamed Vector as he tried to hit it down.
No! Why did you kill Charmy?
Shouted Sonic at Vector, who was on the other side of the door that was hard to get through. "Because Sonic messed it all up. Knuckles and Espio was supposed to kill the other one when they fought in the school hallway that one time. I made that fight happen because I wanted one of them to die, because they are both lords, and they're the only people who could beat me and become the new football team captain. So I went to Knuckles' house instead and replaced him with a robot Charmy and took the real Charmy home and chewed on his broken body and made him into meat that I can use for meatballs. He was no use to anyone, especially not me. None of you are. Rah! Hold on. That voice is hard to do for that long, especially with that amount of edge on it. Jesus.
Sorry if I, go ouch. Ruthie's currently using her claws to get me to pet her.
Oh, heck yeah. You're getting biscuits made.
No, more like she's just digging her claws into me.
Oh. You're being turned into biscuits, then.
Yes.
Vector screamed and hit the door, but still could not get through.
Where did you get a Charmy robot? Is Eggman involved? This could ruin things for everyone, don't you know?
said Sonic back to Vector, like a ship sending a message to a different ship. When you began to do crimes, you become dark, and I've now become darker than Shadow. I've made
Oh
friends with
boy.
Al Qaeda, and they made me a charmy robot using Osama bin Laden's technology. He was bulletproof, and he was gonna kill Knuckles, and then SBO in the hospital, and then maybe the rest of you if I wanted, but you messed it up, shit idiot. Ah! Vector hit on the door so hard that it practically started to break,
Let's get out of here.
said Knuckles Jr.
We can call police. Let's just get out of here and get safe.
Then Sonic and Knuckles ran out of the house, but just when they were doing that, Vector broke through the door and jumped like an alligator at Sonic and Knuckles Jr. and hit them to the ground and landed on top of them. Now I will kill you, just like I did to Charmy, said Vector, and opened his mouth really big to bite their bodies. But then all of a sudden, something came out of the sky and picked them up, and Vector was left there on the ground looking like a team loser.
I can be Tails as well if you want.
Thanks,
We're in the air now.
said Tails.
I rescued you.
Tails was using his flying tails to fly and was holding Sonic, who was holding Knuckles Jr. They were like a helicopter?
What? How did you know we were here?
Said Sonic, who was so shocked to be in this situation.
I took the Charmy robot and figured it was from Al Qaeda and broke into the government computer network system data and found out that Vector was friends with Al Qaeda.
Said Tails, the smart friend of Sonic.
But I thought you were pissed at me.
Said Sonic with a questioning sound.
I am tired of being mad at you. We are best friends again.
Said Tails.
Cool. Now let's get Vector.
Said Sonic. By now they were up above the clouds, which is very high.
Oh, fly down and I'll kick his face off.
Tails flew down fast, and Sonic held on to Knuckles Jr. really tightfully. Sonic had his legs sticking out to kick, and they went down faster than a shooting star being shot out of a gun down. They went down back to the floor where Vector was and kicked Vector's face. Vector's head almost spun around because they hit him so hard, but now he was on the ground.
Tails, do that one more time.
Tails flew up, and then Sonic revealed his balls, even though he could see almost the whole country from up here. He did not care because this was more important. Sonic scratched his balls and held on to Knuckles Jr. while Tails flew down fast again. Sonic's balls dragged behind him in the sky, and they went down to the bottom of the ground, and Sonic's diseased balls smacked right into Vector's face. No! Screamed Vector, as Sonic's balls smacked into his mouth and nose and eyes like a plastic bag full of pudding. Vector looked into the sky and made an asshole face for the last time, and then he turned into stone, and then turned into dust and was now dead.
I can be glad for one of my balls are very poisonous.
Said Sonic, as he looked at the pile of dust that was Vector before he died and did some squinting.
She is dead, and everyone is okay now. Thank goodness.
Said Knuckles Jr. to them.
This was too much excitement for one night. Look on the bright side.
Said Tails to them.
Two of the worst as teenagers in high school are dead. Yes, it is all fixed now.
Said Sonic. They took Charmy's body with them, but not Vector's, who was now a pile of dust, because they thought he did not deserve to be nice to. Then they went home to get ready for school tomorrow, and Sonic thought,
There are still more problems to deal with in high school. This is not over, especially not for me.
and that, I think, is a wonderful place to call it for the evening.
We have about 7 more chapters.
Hell yeah. We'll go ahead and get the rest of the voice cast back on it next time. I feel like whenever the shit crashes, we lose a good bit of people. But At the same time, I want to make sure that we reach it around the same time as we reach the end of Alan Wake. You know? Like, this shit's mainly here to stave off the unabatable existential horror that comes with Alan Wake.
Sometimes you just gotta read something that curses your brain even more than the spookies do.
You're damn right. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Mink says we're not even on the weirdest parts yet, so the end
Oh
of
God.
Sonic High School is gonna take us to some places. Stick around every Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Bye.
Bye.